Okay, good day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Marwan Saad al-Zubaydi. The title of my paper presentation is Prophet Yusuf between the Quran and the Biblical Narratives, which is a comparative overview. Uh, this paper is presented by the University of Sultan Zain al-Abidin in Kuala Terengganu for the 5th International Islamic Heritage Conference that is held virtually and in real campus, on campus, Bandaraya, Malacca. The background motivation to conduct this comparative study is built on the stories of the Prophet of God that were narrated in both scriptures, I mean the Holy Quran and the Old Testament of the Bible, including Prophet Adam, Ibrahim, Noah, Musa alayhi salam, Dawood, David, and Solomon, peace be upon them all. These stories, when we read them in both scriptures, we will find certain similarities in the stories of the two scriptures. Uh, from the Muslim point of view, this similarity is a natural consequence because they both come from a similar common source, which is because they're both coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But for the Christian point of view, this similarity, because the Bible is an earlier scripture to the Holy Quran, so the Christian concluded that Prophet Muhammad, one of their conclusions is that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has copied the stories of those prophets from the Bible. So this has motivated us to read, compare, explore for the similarities and differences between the two scriptures, and especially in Surah Yusuf of the Holy Quran and the book of Genesis from the Old Testament of the Bible. And therefore, after that, to determine the percentage, the actual percentage of these similarities and differences, regarding the major influential life events of Prophet Yusuf, peace and blessing upon him, in the Sahih translation of the Quran as compared to the New English translation of the Bible, which was called the Net Bible. Now, the differences can be divided into two, according to the methodology. Those are contradicting or opposing happenings in the Prophet's life that has been found to be 100% opposite to what is mentioned between the Bible and the Holy Quran. The second is those life events or storylines that are religiously important, and they are mentioned only in one scripture and not mentioned in the other, the Holy Quran or the Bible. So these are also considered as major differences and as regarded as differences. Now, trivial details were excluded, such as individual names or names of certain locations. These were discarded and from the comparison and were considered as insignificant differences. Now, what is the results of the comparison, which is the main results of this paper? We compared, of course, the whole chapter from the Quran with the many chapters of the book of Genesis and the Old Testament of the Bible. And we found that there are 14 major similarities, which includes first the dream of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, of the planets that are bowing down to him, and the plot of the brothers, of the elder brothers, to kill and then to throw him into a well. Yusuf, peace. Number three is Yusuf, peace and blessing upon him, was sold as a servant in Egypt. This is a similarity. And number four, the landlady planned to seduce Yusuf alayhi salam, and he refused, and he kept his chastity. The fifth is that Yusuf, peace and blessings upon him, was sentenced to prison. The sixth similarity is that the two fellow prisoners had a dream, had their each one have their his own dream, and both dreams were interpreted by Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. And then there is a dream of the king of Egypt, and the king of Egypt has appointed Yusuf, peace and blessing upon him, as a minister of agricultural affairs and economy. The ninth similarity is that Yusuf's brothers has met him on the first trip to Egypt, and they could not recognize him. This is both mentioned in the Quran and the Old Testament of the Bible. The tenth similarity is that Yusuf has sent them back with foodstuff returned and their money inside their sacks. Similarity number 11 is that Yusuf compelled them to bring their youngest brother in the next trip. Similarity number 12, that Jacob, Yusuf's father, has hesitated to send his youngest son with his brothers for a second trip. Similarity number 13, that there is a second journey of the brothers with their little brother, taking their little brother with them. These are also similarities. The similarity number 14, as a major one, is Yusuf planned to keep his brother in Egypt by inserting his royal cup into his little brother's sack. Now let's come to the differences. The first differences between the Bible is that in the Quran, it has been mentioned that the dream, although the dream is a similarity, but to whom the dream was related. In the Quran, it says it's the father alone, without the presence of the brothers. While in the Bible, the dream was narrated to both the father in the presence of the brothers. Now, this is a major difference. It's a major difference between the two scriptures. Now, the father's reaction to the dream, according to the Quran, he asked him to keep the dream as a secret in order to avoid his brothers plotting a plan against him because of jealousy. While in the Bible, the father of Yusuf alayhi salam, Jacob alayhi salam, he reproached his son and he blamed him for reporting such an insulting dream. How can he has a dream of that can be interpreted as everybody from these family members, including their parents, will be bowing down to him? So that had made Yaqub alayhi salam angry, according to the Bible, while he was calm and he just tried to let Yusuf hide this dream according to the Quran. Now, the difference number three is that, which is available in the Bible but not available in the Quran, is that the Jacob, Yaqub alayhi salam, he did not trust, according to the Quran, he did not trust the brothers of Yusuf for taking him out uh, for uh, for the daytime. In the Quran, it has clearly mentioned that Yaqub alayhi salam he did not trust, while the Bible did not show any sign of mistrust from Yaqub with the brothers of Yusuf. The difference number four is that the plot of the elder brothers to get rid of Yaqub, according to the Quran, it was a prior plot and plan, well planned before they take him, while according to the Bible, it was an abrupt plan upon going out somewhere. Now the difference number five is that about the person who pulled him out from the well to be sold to the caravan that's going to Egypt. According to the Quran, it's a caravan traveler. It is not one of the brothers. While according to the Bible, it was Joseph's brother, and therefore the person who sold him, according to the Bible, was his brother, was his own brother who sold him after taking him out. Now, difference point number six is that the use of garments was his proof for his innocence, according to the Quran, in contradiction to the Bible, which was a proof for his allegedly guilt action against the landlady. A major difference number seven is that the landlady had a second attempt with her group of women in town to show them the charming beauty of the Prophet Yusuf, where the woman has injured themselves with a knife, and this is clearly present in the Quran, while it is totally not available and absent from the Bible. Major difference number eight is that Yusuf brothers pled for the keeping any one of them as a servant with Yusuf upon their journey and letting their little brother return back to his father. Now, according to the Quran, when this happened, Yusuf has refused to send the little brother and has sent the rest back to their father, back to their hometown. While according to the Bible, upon this request from the brothers, Yusuf alayhi salam revealed his identity and sent them all back home, including the youngest brother. This is a major difference in the narratives of the Holy Quran and the Bible. Major difference number nine is that the elder brother decided to stay in Egypt after Yusuf's refusal to send their little brother, and this is obviously not available in the Quran. Nobody stayed, while the Yusuf's difference number 10, Yusuf's reaction to the news of Jacob's reaction to the news of their son's arrival without their little brother. According to the Quran, he became blind due to the loss of the three sons, Yusuf, the youngest, and also the third son who decided to stay in Egypt and until Allah makes a solution for the situation. While according to the Bible, is that because all of them has returned and they have told him that we met Yusuf who revealed his identity on the second trip, so he hardly believed that Yusuf was still alive. While according to the Quran, Yaqub alayhi salam was still hardly believing, or sorry, strongly believing that Yusuf is still alive. Now, the third journey to Egypt, according to the Bible, is the final one because everything is revealed by the second journey. So, the third journey to Egypt from the hometown was the final one, and the whole family was there except Yusuf's mother, according to the Bible, who died at an earlier stage. While the third journey, according to the Quran, third journey to Egypt, the brothers uh, went back to beg for Yusuf's release of their youngest brother. Now, major difference number 12 is that Yusuf's behavior with his brother was very kind according to the Quran and showing extreme hospitality, while according to the Bible he was harsh, rude, and doubted them as spies trying to infiltrate into Egypt. Major difference number 13, Yusuf alayhi salam imprisoning one of them as a hostage to guarantee their return for with uh, their youngest brother. This is not available in the Quran. Yusuf didn't behave like that at all. While according to the Bible, he did take a hostage after their first journey, which is a major difference. Major difference number 14, Yaqub alayhi salam has asked them to pledge for the safety, to give him a pledge for the safety of their youngest brother. This is in the Quran, not available in the Bible. Major difference number 15, that Yusuf revealed his identity to the brother and forgave them for what they have done, whatever they have done. This is during this third journey according to the Quran, but it is only during the second journey according to the Bible. So this is a major difference between the number of journeys that the brothers took until their final arrival to Egypt. And number 16, Yusuf asked his brother to return back to their father, wiping his face with his shirt to cure his blindness. This is after the third journey in Quran. The total event is unavailable or not available from absent from the Bible. Major difference number 17, that Yaqub sensed the smell of Yusuf and he predicted good news of meeting him. This is only in the Quran, not available in the Bible. Major difference number 18 is that Yaqub miraculously he regained his vision after contacting with Prophet Yusuf's shirt, only in the Quran, not available in the Bible. Major difference number 19, final arrival of Yusuf's family to Egypt, fulfilling the prophecy of the bowing planets, 11 planets, as well as the sun and the moon, which equals to the father, his parents, the father, his father, and his mother, while for the biblical narrative, only 11 brothers bowed down to Yusuf, which means that the prophecy is incompletely fulfilled according to the Bible. So the this brings us to the last major difference, which is about promoting slavery for the people of Egypt for the sake of the king of Egypt, which is never available in the Quran, which is not considered as a not a good behavior from a prophet of God, while in the Bible, unfortunately, it is mentioned that Yusuf alayhi salam, he promoted slavery for the sake of the king, slavery of the people of the poor people of Egypt. Now, the total summary of the results was that there is, although there is a 40% similarity between the biblical and the Quranic narratives, but however, there are 26% of the events are present only in one of the scriptures, major events, only in one of the scriptures, absent from the other. Another 34% are absolutely contradicting each other, opposing each other. So this gives an overall differences in the major life events of 60%. The conclusion from that is that this percentage of difference, which is 60%, strongly disproves the allegation that the story of the prophets, including Yusuf, peace and blessings upon him, as an example, which is in the Holy Quran, were derived from the Bible. It is also observed that the Bible engages more with the pure historical pattern of story narration, including names of people, their ages, names of location and places where events took place. However, for the Holy Quran, we find that it pays little or no much attention for those trivial, pure historical details, while the Quranic narrative has been found rather to focus on the significant lessons in creed, aqidah, moral values, and religious benefits that can be learned from the story of these great messengers of Allah, peace and blessings upon them. Now, although both the scriptures, the Old Testament and the Holy Quran, presented Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam as a chaste person who did not engage himself into adultery. However, in contrast to the Old Testament, the Holy Quran did not attribute any discourteous or bad manners to this respected messenger, revered messenger of God, such as wine drinking, lack of hospitality to the guest, or even promoting slavery on earth, which is outside the attitudes, outside of the manners of the chosen people of God, the chosen prophets, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are my references. And thank you very much for your attention. جزاكم الله خيرا لحسن استماعكم وإصغائكم. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.